Welcome to Yoga 1 for Challenge 2. So we've done quite a bit of glutes and things like that in Pilates, so I thought I would begin with a practice dedicated to glutes and hamstrings actually. So it's a fairly chilled practice and you don't need anything special for this one. If you are tight through hamstrings, grab a strap, a towel, something that you can use to kind of loop around the foot, but otherwise nothing special. Just you and some space. So we come to sitting. So cross legs if you can, however works for you, it's okay. And just stop for a moment. Relax the shoulders, rest the hands and close your eyes. So we just rest for a bit. So we sit up tall. So wherever your legs are, however you're sitting, sit up tall. So you're resting, but you're also aware and you're alert and you have that posture. So bring attention to the breathing. The inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Really slow the breath. Take full, deep belly breaths. So use the diaphragm. Resist the temptation to stay up in the chest. Let the belly expand with the breathing. Let the ribs expand. Move with the breath. So we just stay with the breathing. Even as we move through the practice, we try to keep the breathing deep and full and slow. So we seek to stay with that. So from here, we inhale to lift the arms high. And exhale to interlace the fingers. Turn the palms to the sky. Draw the shoulders down and just lift the hands high. Pull the ribs in, so just be a little bit active. And then from there, we just hinge at the ribs. So the hips don't move at all. We just add a little reach to one side, lift up to center, and switch sides. Good, so we're just sort of alternating, just getting a little bit of movement through the waist. And reach. And just do 2 more each side. Good, then we inhale to come all the way up. And exhale to twist to your right. So you're releasing the hands. And just sitting up tall, find that twist. Good, inhale, come back to center, lift up. And exhale to twist, switch sides. Good, we inhale to lift up. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale to twist. And just one more each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale to twist. Good, then we inhale, come back to center. Nice, and exhale, release the hands. And just bring the legs into cross legs if you can. So be a little bit more shins parallel to each other. So we don't want to be all tucked up. Feet kind of underneath the knees. Knees are about 90 degrees, so hopefully that's okay for your knees. We inhale to lift up and exhale to fold it forward. So keeping the bottom on the ground and just breathe here. And with each exhale, see if you can move the hands just a teeny bit further forward. So rather than just staying static, we do still keep the practice alive. So even when we're being kind of chill, we're still being a little active. And just 3 more breaths here. Good, 2. And last one. Then we inhale to walk the hands in. And exhale to switch the legs so you've got the opposite shin in front. Inhale to lift up. And exhale to fold it forward. So you're melting forward from the hips. Walk the hands forward. Let the knees be heavy, so they may want to sneak towards your ears or your armpits or your shoulders. Let them go. Try not to let the bottom lift off as you're walking the hands forward. 3 more breaths here. And exhale to bring the soles of the feet together, the knees wide. Make sure the feet are further away from the body so they're not tucked in close. Hands come in underneath the calf muscles and just mount it forward here. So you can be a bit active through the arms to draw yourself in. Face kind of moves towards the feet. If your face does touch your feet, then push the feet a bit further forward and try to bring the head or the forehead down inside the heels, so on the inside edge of those feet. Deep full breaths here. Try to keep the shoulders and the face and the neck relaxed. Keep the pose alive, a little bit active. Adjusting as you need to, as the body slowly releases into it. We take 4 more breaths here. We're just moving slow. 3. 2. Last one here. So then we inhale, slowly unravel. Good. And from there, we bring the left leg in towards you a little. So you're kind of sitting on that left hip a little. Bring that right knee into the chest. And then catch the foot, or if you have that strap or that towel or anything handy, work on extending it out towards the wall in front of you. And then once you're there, start to lift it in towards the body. So it really doesn't matter if it's down low. So we're going for more about the extension and then lift, rather than going for height and it kind of bent in and being awkward. So we want to get the leg long rather than high. So if you can do both, great. If you can't do both, then great. Just keep it low. Keep the length rather than the height. Deep breaths here. So I did say hamstrings and glutes. 3 more here. So still trying to keep the relaxation in the shoulders, even though you are being a bit active with the arms. 2. 1 more breath here. So then we inhale, bend that knee and plant the foot. So the right foot stays on the ground. Bring the hands behind you, lean back. Bring the left ankle above the right knee. So if your knees are okay, you're bringing that right heel closer in towards the body. And then slowly, gently walk the body in towards that left shin. So we try to keep the bottom on the ground and keep the spine long. Press the left knee wide. So if you like, you can wrap the right arm around that right leg and just kind of draw yourself in a little. We just take 3 more deep breaths here. Flex through the left ankle. So be a little active, still working gently with each exhale. Can you move a little deeper in? 2. Last one here. And then we gently release it. And release the left foot onto the mat. Bend that right knee in so you're sitting on that right hip. And then grab that towel or whatever you need. Extend the leg out. And then bring the leg in towards the body. So wherever you reach, we just work with that. Get the extension through the knee. So if you're about to push your knee into your face, the chances are you're bent. So really push out through that heel. Then draw the leg in towards you. Deep breaths. 3, shoulders are relaxed, hopefully. 2. 1. here. Good, then we inhale to release it, release the foot, and plant that foot back down onto the mat. Lean it back, bring the right ankle above the left knee. Bring that left heel in towards you, and then walk the body in towards that shin. Press the knee wide, wrap the left arm around if you like. Flex through the ankle. And 4 more breaths here. So trying to bring chest towards that shin. 3 more deep breaths. 2. Be a little bit active. Press into the hand. 1 more. Good. Then we inhale. Gently release. Release the legs. Good, and bring them out in front. And just kind of shake out through the legs if you like. Do what you need to do there. Then we bring the knees into the chest. Good. And then cross over at the shins and rolling onto the hands and knees. Good, so from there, we bring hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tucking through the toes. We exhale to press back to down dog. So turn the armpits towards each other, press the ribs through, let the head hang. And now we push through the left heel, bend into the right knee. So you can kind of get that little movement all the way through from the waist, if you like. And then we switch it over. So bend the left knee, push through that right heel. Deep breaths. Inhale, bend the right knee, push left heel. Exhale, switch it over. And just 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 2, inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, bend the left. And 1 more, inhale, bend the right, push through the left. And exhale, switch. Good, then we inhale, extend through both legs, lift up through the tailbone. Exhale here. Good, then from here we inhale, lift the right leg high. And exhale, gently step that foot between the hands. Good, keep the hands on the ground. Inhale, pull the hips back, try to extend that front leg. So don't worry if it doesn't straighten out. We're just working that way. And then exhale, bend into the knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale to bend. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. So a little bit of warmth through the hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale. Good, and 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good, now from here, we reach the hands forward. Inhale, bring that left knee down behind the right ankle. So it's actually out to the side and the foot comes to the side and then come down to sitting inside that left heel. So you've got both sitting bones on the ground. If you can, that right foot is outside the left knee. If you really need to bring it out, bring it out. But we try to get that little bit of a crossover. So from here, the right hand is behind you. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And exhale, either wrap the elbow around the knee or hook the arm outside that knee. But with this one, we're really focusing on bringing the knee across the body. So you're trying to get into the outside of that right thigh as much as you're working the twist. So yes, it's still a twist, but we're also really trying to get into this area here while we're there. So just creating a bit more space in those hips. And 3 more deep breaths here. So still sitting up tall for this twist. Looking over the right shoulder. One more breath here. And then we look back to the front of the mat. And exhale to gently unwind. Good. Then we inhale to come back to center. Now for this one, you may need a cushion or something to sit on. You may need to just ditch the pose altogether. But we try to bring that right heel outside the left hip. So you're kind of stacking the knees one on top of each other, feet are out to the sides. So if you sit on a cushion or something like that, that can make life easier. If it's still not going to happen, it's not good for your knees or whatever's happening with your body, come back into a cross-legs position. So feel free to do that. You're still sort of working a hip opener, but you're not damaging yourself in the process. So just be really, mindful of that. So we inhale, lift the right arm up, and exhale to bend that elbow. And the left arm is either wrapping around behind you, or you can lift the left hand and press it onto the right elbow. So you're either binding or you are in this pose. So either way, just get a bit of length through the armpit area. So just creating space through here. 4 more breaths. So even just sitting in this position for a lot of us is really uncomfortable. I'm with you on it. I don't love this one. However, it's really good for us. So we kind of roll with it. Unless it's damaging your knees, obviously. 1 more breath here. Good. Then we inhale, release the hands, reach up, and exhale to fold forward. So even if you're in the cross legs version, you're still just folding forward once more, right leg in front. If it's not already, then don't worry, we'll just make sure we do the other side next time. And just melt it forward. So you want to keep the bottom on the ground still, move forward from the center of the chest. Deep breaths here. So remember, the more challenged you are, the more you want to focus on the breathing. 3 more. 2. And 1 more breath here. Good. Then we inhale to roll up, and exhale to come up and roll over those legs. So however you get out of that, and I just need to turn around. Hands out in front, tuck the toes, and exhale, press it back to a down dog. Good. We take a deep breath in, pedal it out if you need, and a full breath out. And then we inhale, lift the left leg, and exhale, step it through. Good. Keep the back knee off the ground, so still high. Inhale, pull the hips back, try to extend the front leg. Exhale, bend into that knee. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, sink in. Good. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Reach the hands forward. Bring that right knee in. So you're grounding the right knee, right foot. Come down to sitting inside that right foot. Left foot outside the right knee if you can. Left hand behind you, right arm up. And hook the elbow or wrap the arm, whichever version you're doing. But really focus on pulling that knee across the body. So we're getting a bit more of that internal rotation through the hip. Looking over the left shoulder. So we're talking about glutes a little bit more today, ideally, than just hips. But when we're talking about hips, we do tend to forget the internal rotation aspect as well as that external. And 3 more deep breaths here in your twist. Lift up through the crown of the head. Press down through the tailbone. 2. 1 more deep breath in. And full breath out. Good. Then inhale, release. Exhale to unwind it. Little counter twist. Good. And then we stack the knees. So if you're able to do that version, or bring the other shin in front, so whichever one you didn't already do. So we inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale to bend that elbow and either bind behind you or right hand onto that left elbow. So you're sitting up tall. Keep the ribs in. Deep breaths here. Open up through the armpit, the upper arm. Good. 3 more breaths. So really the arms are the distraction for kind of having you sit in this pose for a little bit longer, just because it is such a good one for most of us. And one more breath here. We're then releasing the hands, inhale, and exhale to fold forward, keeping the bottom on the ground, and melt forward through the chest. Let deep breath. So really press down through the hips, feel them let them be heavy, and the chest moves forward. Slow the breath. 3 more. 2. Last one here. Great. Then we inhale to come up, and exhale to roll over the legs, grounding those hands, or however you get out of there. Nice from there, tuck the toes, press back, down dog. So pedal out if you need to, gently unwind. So take a deep breath in there, and a full breath out. Then we inhale, walk the hands towards your feet, or feet to hands, it doesn't really matter. Then we slowly roll our way up to standing, stacking the spine. So this is one of my favorite moves ever. So we're bringing the right ankle in front of the left, grounding the feet. Okay, so we've got that internal rotation happening now, so this does make life a little easier. But really push through the right toes so you get a little bit of opening through that right hip and IT band area. So inhale, lift the right arm up. And exhale, you're pressing the hips out to the right as you reach that upper body to the left. So whenever we do our lateral flexions, mostly we try to keep that shoulder open. So rather than kind of drop into it, we keep it open and really extend the waist. Push into that right big toe, so keep that leg active. So it just depends on how tight or otherwise you are, how much you feel it down the leg. The left hand can either be reaching down or wrap around. I find it just kind of comfortable to let it rest on my hip. Good. Reach with the top hand, be active. 2 more breaths there. And last one. Good. Then we inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Keep the legs as they are, just a teeny little bend in the knees. And exhale to fold forward. So rest the hands either on the thighs, the shins, the ground, wherever they feel comfortable, wherever it allows your upper body to really kind of unwind and just hang out there. So you're not really forcing anything here, just let the upper body be heavy, and so gravity is taking care of this for you. Push down through both heels, keep both feet really grounded. Let the head hang, so just check in that you're not cranking, trying to look up. I'm not going anywhere for a little while, so just relax into it. You have 2 more deep breaths here. And last one. And then little bend in the knees. Inhale, slowly roll your way up to standing, slowly stack the spine. And exhale, release it. And then we switch the legs over. So left leg in front. Good. Press down through the foot. Lift that left hand high. And exhale to reach. Push the hips to the left as the upper body reaches to the right. Feel the space between that left hip and the left ribs. Be active with that top hand. Don't let it hang out. Reach with it. Then you have 3 more deep breaths. Reach. 2. feel the length in the waist now. Exhale, fold it forward. So you're using that length in the waist to get deeper into those hamstrings. So a little bend in the knees if you need to, but be steady through the feet. And again, just rest the hands wherever it's comfortable. Let the top of the head move towards the ground. Steady through the lower body. 3, 2, last one here. Good, little bend in the knees. Inhale, slowly roll your way up to standing. Release the shoulders, release the legs. Nice, and then we just come to the top of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, we lift up, come up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, sink hips towards heels, and then come all the way down to sitting. So, or however else you get there, it's okay. It's not a big deal. So the legs are out long in front. Make sure you've got that room behind you. We inhale, sit up tall, and exhale to roll down slowly. So you're coming all the way down on to your back. Then we inhale, bring the right knee into the chest. So you're squeezing it into the body. Bring right elbow inside that right knee. Catch the pinky toe edge of the foot. Then bring that shin straight up and down. So if you can't reach foot when you're in that position, calf muscle, hamstrings, doesn't matter. Knee in towards the armpit. Really push out through that left leg. So try to keep the pelvis from tilting. We want to keep the pelvis neutral, but then bring that knee in towards the armpit. So remember, it's not necessarily going to look like mine. Depends on how flexi-bendy your hips are. 2 more deep breaths here. And last one. So then we inhale, bend that knee, hug the knee to the chest. Exhale to twist it over to your left. Reach the right arm out to the right. But from here, once you're in that twist, extend that leg. So it doesn't matter if you can only reach the calf muscle or the thigh again or the foot. Bring the leg in towards the body. Then try to push that top hip away from the ribs a little bit. So rather than kind of bunching up, really try to get that length there. Look back towards the right hand if you're, just look back towards the right hand. If you're not trying to keep your voice going towards the microphone. 2 more breaths here. Good, and last one. Nice. Then bending that knee, inhale to come back to center, knee to chest, and then exhale to release it completely. Then we bring the left leg in, hug that knee in, and then elbow inside the knee, catch the foot. Shin is straight up and down, sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling if you can. Then knee in towards the armpit. Still the same principle through that bottom leg. Try to keep pelvis neutral, push out through that bottom heel so that leg is really active. And you're not letting it all follow and tuck under. You want to keep that neutral pelvis. Deep, full breathing. So you're keeping it really slow. So hopefully nothing too taxing in this practice. Just 2 more breaths here. Last one. Good. Then we inhale, release, hug the knee in, and exhale to twist it across. Extend the leg once you're there, either calf muscle or whatever you reach. Bring the leg into the body, push that top hip away. And just 4 more breaths. So still looking back towards that left hand. So you're still getting that delicious twist, even if you are getting a little bit deeper into hamstrings or hip or IT band area, depending on your body. Two more deep breaths here. And last one. Breathe. Then we bend the knee. Inhale to come back to center. Hug it in. And then releasing the leg. So you have made it through hips and hamstrings, or glutes and hamstrings. So give yourself that relaxation if you can. And thank you so much for joining me for Challenge 2, Class 1. Well done.